Hello viewers, this is Wrongwise Gamgee, and welcome to Quick and Dirty Roleplaying. This is the 6th episode of a video series where I explain how the Quick and Dirty RPG system works. Everything that I go over in this series comes straight from the ebook, which is currently available at DriveThruRPG. The link is in the description, and will be made available in other platforms at a later date. As I mentioned in the previous episode, which you should watch if you're new to this channel, I'm going to talk about the 6 approaches used in the Quick and Dirty RPG system. In the previous episode, I mentioned that the way the player describes how their PC is going to tackle a challenge is one of the factors considered when forming a dice pool via their approach die. But what are these approaches? They are as follows. The bold approach. When you're trying to steal the spotlight, grab someone's attention, or you're just showing off, you're using the bold approach. The careful approach. When you're taking your time to get it just right, or you're waiting for a small window of opportunity to present itself, you're using a careful approach. The forceful approach. When you're imposing yourself on someone or something else in a powerful manner with little regard for collateral damage, you're using a forceful approach. The quick approach. When you're trying to get there first or get out in the nick of time, you're using a quick approach. And the sneaky approach. When you're trying to not get noticed or to get someone by surprise, you're using a sneaky approach. Some situations favor certain approaches, while others discourage them. The degree to which a situation favors or discourages an approach can also vary. If the situation obviously leans towards or against a certain approach, the MC can upgrade or downgrade that approach's dice rating once when the PC plays into that approach. Upgrading a dice rating changes it to the next highest die type. So if you upgrade a D6 once, you're going to go to a D8. While downgrading a die rating changes it to the next lowest die type. So if you're downgrading a D8, you're going to go down to a D6. If a situation tremendously favors or discourages a certain approach, the MC can say that you pick the next highest roll as the result, from the low roll to the middle roll, or from the middle roll to the high roll, when the odds go in your favor. Or in the case when the odds become stacked against you, you then pick the next lowest dice roll as the result, from the high roll to the middle roll, or from the middle roll to the low roll. Upgrading beyond the high roll means you automatically succeed, while downgrading from below the low roll means you automatically fail. There are also times when certain approaches cannot be used because they make no sense within the context of the situation. A player can't say, I'm going to sneak past the guard by screaming at the top of my lungs as I walk by them, and expect to use their D10 bold dice. That just makes no sense. The stuff that happens in the narrative informs the MC as to which game mechanics are used. Sometimes the player can describe their PC's actions in a way where multiple approaches seem valid. In this case, the MC asks the player which approach they'd like to use, and the player tells them. Afterwards, if necessary, the description is tweaked to incorporate that approach as it is incorporated into the dice pool. With that being said, stay tuned for the next episode, where I go into detail about the second source of a PC's dice pool, well-being. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment and keep it respectful. You can reach out to me regarding any questions about Quick and Dirty at wrongwisegamgee@gmail.com. Take care, folks, and play to find out what happens.